What is going on, world? What's up, YouTube? It's Zero here. Today I'm bringing us a brand new StarCraft 2 video. This one is between two players on the WCS Pro circuit. Spawning here in the bottom right-hand corner of Acropolis LE, playing with the blue Terran pieces. We have none other than SpeCial. And his opponent spawning in the cross position, playing with the red Protoss pieces. We have none other than Harstem. So guys and girls, this game and this series in particular was played at the WCS summer event and was one of the games within the round of 24 of that tournament. And I'm excited about this one. We got two very good players in the StarCraft 2 pro scene about to go at it in a best-of-5 series. So it's all on the line here, guys. They got to try to, of course, win these games to move on to the next round at the WCS summer event, which of course is one of the stops in the WCS pro circuit. Of course, if you win one of these tournaments, you of course get automatically invited to BlizzCon, which of course is the biggest event, basically the Super Bowl of StarCraft 2 esports. So very, very exciting stuff. And we're going to be jumping into this thing. So looks like Harstem, guys, he's going to be going for that gateway into the simulator, and then of course followed up with the natural nexus. Probably going to be following this up with a cybernetics core here very shortly. And then there it goes. And then on the upside of the map, we are going to see the barracks into the orbital command, and it's going to be followed up with a natural command center. Looks like both players going for relatively standard builds, at least in the early stages of the game here. Going to see what this SCV is doing. Probably SpeCial is going to be moving across the map just to get some scouting information, just to see if there's anything out of the ordinary, as Harstem has blocked off his side of the map here. He does look like SpeCial wants to peek in there, but is not going to be given that opportunity, as we are now going to see exactly what both players kind of deciding to do as far as their attacks of choice go. Looks like SpeCial's going to move into the factory build, and he's going to be starting a second refinery as well. So looks like now there is going to be a Reaper out on the playing field, as well as an Adept now, and that Adept is probably going to try and see what it can do as far as maybe trying to snipe that Reaper when it comes back around, if it does, of course. Looks like it is going to fly away, at least for the time being. Both these players are really exciting players to watch, though. However, I think SpeCial's got some of the best drop play when it comes to the Terran race out of pretty much most of the pros that I've watched. He has got some of the best drop play I've seen really since Beyond. His micro is very good as well. We are going to see Harstem and what he's deciding to do in his side of the map. He is going for the Dark Shrine. Got the Twilight Council already created, and then he's got a gateway as well as the robotics facility. So very interesting build here. Now, SpeCial, I don't know. He does not know about this, so he really has no idea about what is going on in that main base location, which could become a problem here if he does not find out about it at some point or another. He's going to need to find out about it sooner rather than later. Does look like he is going to try once again. There's just no easy way of getting in there. It's completely walled off. Well done there by Harstem. Warp Gate's going to be finishing up in less than 10 seconds. And then we are going to be seeing now the tech of choice out of SpeCial. He's going to go ahead. He's going to start getting those medevacs out. Probably going to go for some medevac drops, which is what he does very well. Now he's got some Widow Mines that are going to be coming out as well. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Dark Shrine's going to be finishing up here very shortly. And when that ends up happening, this is gonna get very, very interesting. It does look like SpeCial trying to figure out if there's any proxy gateways or anything of that nature around the map. Not seeing anything as of right now, but we are going to see this Warp Prism. Looks like it did take a lot of damage. However, Dark Templar is inside of the medevac, but that one of those Widow Mines was apparently pretty well placed there. I did not catch that, but it looks like this Warp Prism took a good amount of damage there by one of those Widow Mines. We are going to see now Engineering Bay is going to be going down. We're going to see a bunker also in that natural command center area. We're also going to be seeing the missile turret is going down as well. And it does look like this Dark Templar is going to try to do as much damage as possible. Beautiful pickup micro. And now Harstem is going to fly on out of there. While this has been going on, however, Harstem's been getting his third Nexus out. And I got to say, both players are, pretty even right now. As far as the supply count is concerned, neither one of them's taken crippling losses. I just like where Harstem is because he's kind of seeing what's going on his side of the map, or I should say on SpeCial side of the map. But SpeCial still, up to this point, has no idea at all as to what is going on in the main base location. Now, does he know? Okay, so he does know about this third Nexus has gone down. But I just wonder, he's going to need to find out what's going on. He does know that there's obviously a Dark Shrine. Charge has just finished up for Harstem. But SpeCial is going to probably want to expand, and that's exactly what he's doing now. He's going to go ahead and he's going to get his third command center out. Both players giving each other a lot of respect right now as well. That's one thing that I am noticing quite a bit. We're seeing Blinkens being researched out of the Twilight Council. We're going to see those +1 upgrades are going to be coming in as well out of the Forge. SpeCial's getting a lot of his upgrades as well out of the engineering base, and then he's also getting Stim Pack as well as Combat Shield are being researched out of the tech labs. So both players just kind of, giving each other that respect, like I said, and then they're also just starting to really, try to macro up a bigger and bigger economy, move that into, of course, a bigger force, and then from there, just try to take, really take over. As far as you're just overwhelm their opponent. Combat Shield is going to be finished up in less than 5 seconds, and Ground Armor level 1 will be finishing up in less than 5 seconds as well. And then we see Infantry Weapons level 1 is going to be finishing up in less than 10 seconds for SpeCial. So the upgrades are now starting to complete. We are seeing units are starting to move around the map now. And probably sooner rather than later, I think we're going to see a clash here, simply because both players want to at least test the waters and see where they're coming, what's kind of happening as far as the upgrade count is concerned. Stimpak's just finishing up, and this is probably a good time for SpeCial to start moving out because he's going to want to see exactly what is going on at this point on the outside of the map and really just kind of test Harstem as to what he is doing. Now, it does look like there's a pretty big force here of SpeCial, and he is starting to move out. There isn't a lot here, actually. I feel that SpeCial could really take advantage of this, and it looks like he's going to do exactly that. There's just not much down here at this third Nexus. Now, there is going to be a drop or a run by on the opposite side, but it does look like the main battle is happening in that third Nexus area. Is there going to be enough? It's all going to come down to the micro. Does look like Harstem does have enough units. Are they going to be able to snipe one of these medevacs? That would be absolutely huge. Does look like those medevacs are going to get out of there just in the nick of time. Raven is in the back of that main base location of SpeCial. I feel like that was a pretty good push there by SpeCial. Just kind of testing the water, seeing what kind of damage he can do at this point. As we do see Harstem is, he's starting to build a bigger force. I mean, the longer the game goes, I'm kind of worried as to SpeCial, what he's going to go up against here with Harstem, because we're going to talk about some unit compositions that are going to be most likely coming into the later stages of the game as we are approaching that 9-minute mark that he's going to have to deal with against Harstem. As we are seeing infantry armor level 1 is going to be finishing up in a couple of seconds here. More and more units are going to be moving out towards that third Nexus once again. And it does look like more medevacs. We are going to see, of course, the Widow Mines are going to be out as well. Concussive Shelves is going to be finishing up. That ground armor level 2 finished up for Harstem. But here we go. Force fields are going to be coming down. Harstem is in a beautiful position here. But those Widow Mines do a little bit of some damage. There were some nice splits there. However, it does look like SpeCial is still in the lead, at least at this point. As far as that supply is concerned. But I gotta say, I still kind of like the current position of Harstem. I feel like he's in a reasonable spot here. He's certainly not out of this thing just yet. He's got a nice-sized army. I feel that if he were to continue making this even a little bit tankier as far as maybe more Immortals, go ahead and get some of those Archons as well. That might make this a pretty scary death ball of units. Do see the High Templar are out at this point. But it looks like both players are just kind of taking it, taking their time here. They want to get a feel for one another in this game number 1, because this is the game that's going to kind of dictate how the rest of the game is going to not necessarily shape up, but it's going to really give each player a good idea of, kind of how on top of their A game their opponent actually is, as well as like the unit compositions that they're going to have to go up against. It will be very interesting to see, to say the least, how these two players decide to work this. But we are going to see once again, SpeCial wants to, this choke point right in this, area of this third nexus is certainly where SpeCial wants to be. SpeCial wants to take care of like a lot of these units, but these run-bys are once again starting to do a little bit of some damage. Now, ghosts are out on the playing field, and now that has been scouted, but here we go. We are going to see we're right near one of these towers. There is another fight that is happening. It's all going to come down to that micro from both sides. It feels like SpeCial still is in the lead, but Harstem is trying to slowly creep his way back into this game by doing some run-bys and trying to create as much damage as possible. Now, we are going to see the change up here, which is going to be the Robotics Bay. So we may very well be seeing some Colossus coming out very shortly, and I would love that decision quite a bit, to say the least. I'd love to see what all that will entail, as here comes SpeCial once again towards this fourth nexus. He is not liking these units being here. He wants to take out this fourth nexus. Here we go. The charge is being activated on those zealots. The micro, though, of SpeCial is very good. You gotta be very careful. Those storms can be absolutely devastating. Micro backwards once again. The Archon, one of them does go down, and it looks like SpeCial wants to really take advantage of the strength in numbers here that he has in his favor. Those Dark Templar are going to get sniped, and GG is called. And at the 12.5-minute mark, SpeCial claims victory and takes a 1-0 lead over his opponent. I hope you guys did enjoy this game between SpeCial and Harstem, and if you guys did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe for new, stay positive, and as always, I'll talk to you guys all in game number 2. Alrighty, everyone. Well, game number 2 in this best of 5 series finds us on New Repugnancy LE, spawning here in the top right hand corner of the map, playing with the blue Terran pieces. He's currently up and wants to keep this series rolling in his favor. His name is SpeCial. And his opponent, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, playing with the red Protoss pieces. He's currently down, but certainly not out of this thing just yet. His name is Harstem. So, guys and girls, this game in this series was played at the WCS Spring event and was one of the games within the round of 24 of that tournament. And SpeCial in game number 1 really, he showed some great micro, I gotta say, and it was really, there was a couple of choke points where Harstem was actually playing very good defense, but he wasn't taking advantage of translating that to good offense. So I will expect Harstem, I'd like to see Harstem kind of, if he's gonna play the defensive game, really try to counterattack after SpeCial decides to try, an attack, simply because you got to keep SpeCial on his toes. If you don't do that, you are gonna be in for a world of hurt, to say the least. So it will be interesting to see how Harstem responds here, because this is certainly the narrative is now in favor of, or I should say the narrative is now kind of more so about Harstem at this point. So should be interesting. We are going to see double barrack production out of SpeCial, followed up by that orbital command. We're going to see a very fast natural nexus go down immediately after that gateway. Cybernetics core is followed up there. We see the double gases being taken as well. So does look, you know, relatively standard. A little bit of a different change up in build order for SpeCial, who is going to get a couple of Reapers out on the playing field early on in this game. We're going to be seeing a Stalker coming in for Harstem. But overall, nothing terribly out of the ordinary as of yet. No real cheese yet out of SpeCial, which we usually see some form of cheese coming in from SpeCial at some point or another. Does look like that Reaper as well as that Stalker are going to clash here. Looks like the Reaper is going to bounce out of there, or jump out of there. You do see a dog, some dog looking, I think these are dogs, right? We see a few Reapers now are going to making their way towards that natural nexus. They want to, you know, get a little bit some scouting information, kind of see what is going on exactly, because especially in game number 1, SpeCial wasn't able to really see what was going on. He wasn't able to really get a good idea as to what was happening on the opposite side of the map until he started trying to do a little bit of some drop play and do it, you know, of course, utilizing the scans as a Terran player usually does to see where the opponent's armies are. However, it does look like now there is a very good amount of these Reapers. There's 5 in total that are really trying to become a nuisance for Harstem to deal with. It does look like there is going to be now, however, an observer that's out. You got to be very careful because these Stalkers are going to try to snipe those Reapers as quickly as possible. Warp Gate is going to be finishing up in a few seconds here now for Harstem. We're going to be seeing the starport that's going to be coming in here, Tech Lab as well, and it looks like that Reaper production's coming down, and it does look like, once again, those Reapers are just trying to be a little bit of a nuisance, trying to get a few probes for their troubles. We're going to see now we're going to see the ramping up of production on SpeCial's end. He's going to start trying to do what he can to get a booming economy and then, you know, create a nice sized army, which is generally what he does. I'd love to see some more drop play. I think SpeCial is one of the best, if not the best in the world at the Terran drop play, so I'd love to see some more of that. And once again, Reapers are just trying to maybe scout and just see if there's any types of timings that they need to know about, or I should say that SpeCial needs to know about. Now let's see here. So SpeCial does not know about the robotics facility, also doesn't know about the Cybernetics core, but he doesn't need to. He obviously knows that that is out. But it does look like these Reapers are going to be caught in a very bad position. They do get out of there. But SpeCial now is, you know, he's ramping up production, getting some tanks out. He's, of course, getting some of those medevacs out as well. But lots of barracks. We're going to be seeing the +1 upgrades coming in as well out of the engineering bays. Or I should say bay. There's only one currently that I'm catching. But either way, starport's out, flies over to that reactor. And now we're going to see once again another Reaper. The Lone Reaper is trying to create some annoyances for Harstem. And while this has all been going on, we are going to see SpeCial now starting to move out with some siege tanks as well as some of these Marines. So we got the Marine siege tank as well as the medevac. Does look like he decides to back off, at least for the time being. So we're going to be seeing charge being researched. Stimpak's going to be finishing up in less than 10 seconds. Combat shield's going to be started as well. And then we're also going to, as I said, see those +1 upgrades coming in for SpeCial. Another observer is going to be making its way across the map here, as we do see we see SpeCial looks like he's starting to prepare to maybe play a little bit of some defense against Harstem because of this third command center that's going to be going down. Charge is going to be finishing up in less than 10 seconds for Harstem. But I would see, this is a situation I'd love to see Harstem be the one initiating, really start moving out. Try to, create some problems for SpeCial. And it looks like he is going to start moving out, just as I'm saying that, with that War Prism. And I love that decision making simply because I just feel that Harstem, if he wants to have any chance at beating SpeCial, he has got to be the one dictating the pace of the game. You cannot allow SpeCial to be the one kind of dictating how the game kind of unfolds. Combat Shield and Concussive Shells are now finishing up for SpeCial. We are going to see this army is going to just miss that War Prism. But it does look like the nice sized army is going to start moving out. And we do see that SpeCial scouts and scans to see that there is no other... there isn't a base over in this near this top left-hand corner of the map, but we are going to see now some stalkers. All right, I'm sorry, some of these zealots are going to start warping into the main base location of SpeCial, and this can create some problems here, as it looks like Harstem is actually doing a good amount of damage here with these. Just with a handful of these zealots, just trying to get kill after kill here. And beautifully played here so far by Harstem. I like that decision to drop there. But it does look like that War Prism did go down for basically nothing. That missile turret did take it out. However, though, I like that drop play. But now I feel that Harstem just needs to start really putting on the... really needs to start putting on the pressure on SpeCial if he wants to have a chance at winning this game. We do see the High Templar coming out. They are going to be morphed into Archons. And it does look like now Harstem and SpeCial are going to start. It looks like there's a potential here that they are going to clash very, very soon, because it looks like SpeCial is sick and tired of having to deal with a little bit of some drop play. Does not want that to be a recurring ordeal, so it looks like he wants to start moving on, trying to do a little bit of some damage to his own. We do see those storms coming in. Those storms doing massive amounts of damage. Beautiful play there by Harstem. But the question is there going to be enough here to defend against this? It does look like there is going to be enough. Those storms keep on going down, and you got to be very careful if you are SpeCial when you are dealing with a little death ball of units here. But it does look like, Marine Marauder Medevac. I love that unit composition. We do see a couple of Widow Mines as well. But it looks like a lot of these units are going to potentially start flying in here. And I would love to see them fly into that main base location. But Harstem already has an idea of that this may or may not be happening. He does see that it is happening. And SpeCial is going to smartly fly on out of there without taking any types of crippling losses there. But SpeCial is technically still in the lead here. He's ahead in the supply count, and he's now, of course, on happily mining on 3 of those bases. Whereas we do see another Nexus going down now for Harstem. So Harstem, it just has felt like this entire series so far, he's been almost playing, catch up, where he's trying to stay ahead of his opponent, but he just has not really had the success. And I just feel that he's almost waiting around at home too long. He needs to start moving out as soon as possible, because SpeCial is the one that is really trying to create the issues and start these engagements. As we do see, SpeCial is going to start moving up that ramp. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful storms there, hitting these units. These storms are absolutely deadly at this point, but at the same time, SpeCial is just not afraid right now. He wants to do as much damage as possible. He's just slowly trying to snipe these units bit by bit and unit by unit, and it does look like SpeCial is going to most likely have to fly on out of there, but Harstem's supply is just slowly but surely dwindling at the hand of SpeCial. I just feel that Harstem has got to go into a all-in assault here. to have any chance at beating SpeCial at this point. It looks like SpeCial is going to start dropping some of these units down here, which are ghosts. Those ghosts are going to try to get the snipes. It doesn't seem to work that well, but it might not matter because we already see those liberation zones are going to come down, and oh my god, this could be absolutely devastating for Harstem, who is taking a lot of damage right now by these liberators. The liberators are starting to do a decent amount of damage. We are going to see more and more of the reinforcements coming in now for Harstem. That is in the form of stalkers, but more and more reinforcements coming in. Ghost personnel cloaking is going to be finished up in less than 10 seconds. Can Harstem hold on? His supply is absolutely plummeting at this point. The beautiful micro once again by SpeCial. Is it just a matter of time? More and more liberators are coming in. This third nexus is absolutely doomed. GG is called, and SpeCial takes a commanding 2-0 lead over his opponent. I hope you guys did enjoy this game between SpeCial and Harstem, and if you guys did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe for new, stay positive, and as always, I'll talk to you guys all in game number 3. Alrighty, everyone. Well, game number 3 in this best of 5 series finds us on King's Cove LE, spawning here in the bottom right hand corner of the map, playing with the blue Terran pieces. He's currently up and wants to close out this series right here and right now. His name is SpeCial. And his opponent spawning the top left-hand corner of the map, playing with the red Protoss pieces. He's currently down, but certainly not out of this thing just yet. His name is Harstem. So guys and girls, this game, and I should really say this series, has been one that has been dominated by SpeCial. I mean, there is just no question about it. He has dominated this series so far. He's gone ahead in game number 1, was just kind of being somewhat of a nuisance, really trying to find ways that he could kind of, really overwhelm his opponent. He did that over the course of time, kind of hitting in one area and it not necessarily working, but then going into the 4th base location of Harstem in that game number 1 and overwhelmed his opponent in game number 1. And then game number 2, it just feels like Harstem has been playing from behind the entirety of this series, and I just feel like he hasn't really capitalized on opportunities to counterattack. And so I would love to see that from Harstem in this game. I would love to see him just go ahead, instead of just trying to macro up a massive force, just go ahead and start really, trying to dictate the pace of the game. Don't allow SpeCial to be the one dictating the pace, because it's felt like that is exactly what it's been up to this point, with SpeCial just able to kind of do whatever he likes and do whatever he pleases at this point. So I'd love to see a change up here for Harstem. And for SpeCial, just keep doing what he should be doing here. I mean, he is absolutely playing very, very well. His micro is absolutely on point, and it's just creating such problems for Harstem. So we'll have to kind of wait and see here, as we are going to see now. Both players look like they're going for relatively similar builds, or I should say they're going for standard builds, as we are going to see the Natural Nexus coming in for Harstem. He is going to change up a little bit by going for the Stargate, and it does look like this Reaper is now out onto the playing field. That Reaper, I don't believe, did not see the Stargate in the back of that base. However, it does look like the Reaper is going to see it now. So it does see the Stargate, so that's been scouted. And I'm wondering if Harstem's planning on going for Oracles, maybe Phoenixes. Should be interesting. We'll probably find out very soon. So Oracles are going to be coming in here shortly. We're going to see that Warpgate research coming in, which is going to be, of course, the most standard upgrade for a Protoss player. We see it on the upside of the map. We do see SpeCial. He's going to go ahead and he's going to be constructing a starport. Already got his factory out. We're going to be seeing the Widow Mine production once again. Double Marine production out of the barracks. We'll be seeing another barracks being constructed at this point as well. And so relatively standard early stages of this game so far. We are going to see it's pretty standard. Nothing too crazy as of yet. We are going to see, as I said, that warp gate is going to be finishing up here shortly. And we're also going to be seeing now the Vikings are going to be coming out of the starport for SpeCial. So they'll be able to kind of be that eye in the sky for them, but it'll also be a good unit to have against these oracles. Warp gate's going to be finishing up in less than 10 seconds now for Harstem. And it does look like Harstem wants to commit here and try to do a little bit some damage, but it does look like that Viking is already out on the playing field. Third Nexus is already going down now for Harstem. And it does look like that Viking is probably going to try to get some scouting information in, which SpeCial has been all over the place. Really, when it comes to the scouting, information and just kind of knowing what is going on at all times across the map has been really important. But game number 1 was a little bit tricky for him because of the wall off, but since then he's been doing such a brilliant job at his scouting. So we are going to see now that Viking is going to scout that there is a third Nexus down at this point, and I wonder if this is going to trigger SpeCial into possibly going, getting a little bit aggressive here as he sees that that quick third Nexus at this point. Does look like those a couple of those oracles are coming out onto the playing field as well. Mass Revelation is going to let Harstem know exactly where that army is. Viking still trying to kind of get a little bit of some scouting information here. And all that said and done, it does look like an engineering bay is going to be going down now for SpeCial. He's probably going to start getting those upgrades. And everything considered, I mean, both players kind of giving each other a good amount of respect once again in this game as we pass that 5.5 minute mark. So who's going to come out on top? Well, I got to tell you, if anything, the first couple of games were any type of indication, SpeCial is, one game away, obviously, guys, from moving on to the next round of the WCS summer event, which is huge because, of course, the deeper you go, of course, the prize pool gets better, but also the more chances you have at getting invited to BlizzCon, which, of course, is the biggest event of the year for the StarCraft 2 players. And SpeCial has been really impressing me. I'm not going to lie. This year he's been playing really, really well. He's played well, of course, throughout, but he seems to be continuing to play at a very, very high level. And here we go. It does look like he's going to have a good amount of these Marines are going to be down at this third Nexus, and they are going to target fire down this Nexus. Can they get it? I don't think they're going to be able to get it, but they were able to do a little bit of some damage, to say the least, and that's exactly what SpeCial wanted to do, without a doubt. So, that being said, it looks like, SpeCial's going to, take a quick, a small lead there, it felt like. And it was probably a good idea not to overextend at that third Nexus. But I would love to see now the follow-up here, which would be like some drop play, as we do see this Observers trying to be as annoying as possible, trying to kind of keep tabs on what is going on. But we are going to see now SpeCial is going to fly across, and it looks like he wants to try to do more and more damage here in this third Nexus once again, as he's hitting at multiple places at once. We are going to see the Colossus is out on the playing field, and that Colossus is gonna of course be scouted now. Not necessarily scouted, but it's going to be seen. So now we're going to see Concussive Shells is going to be finishing up now. And we're seeing kind of the text of choice by these players, as it looks like the drop play is in full effect right now by SpeCial. He is all over the place. And this is where it's going to get very interesting, because these players, it's just one of those things where SpeCial, the way his play style is, he loves to spread everything out. He is just absolutely everywhere right now, doing damage in all different areas. Combat Shield is going to be finishing up in less than 5 seconds, and this is what SpeCial does so well. I mean, he is just all over the map, creating problems, being the one who is trying to, dictate the pace of the game again. Whereas I just think that Harstem needs to be the one doing this. It just feels very much so like like Harstem has just been playing from behind the entire time, and it's an unfortunate thing, but it's just a reality right now as we are seeing those upgrades coming in. We are going to be seeing the Twilight Council coming in now for Harstem. We're going to be seeing the Forge as well. We see that Robotics Bay. We're going to be seeing that extended Thermal Lance is going to be finished. It's going to be finishing up in less than 10 seconds, and those upgrades are going to be coming out. Disruptors are going to be coming out as well. I like that decision a lot by Harstem. And guys, when I say that it just feels that Harstem's been playing from behind the entire time, that means by no stretch of the imagination is he out of this series or out of this game just yet. This is a guy who is fully capable of doing exactly that. He has to take and pick his battles wisely, however, and I do feel that he needs to be the one really dictating the pace of the game. I think that he needs to be moving across the map right now, trying to do at least some damage as that infantry armor level 1 finishes up for SpeCial. I just feel that that's what Harstem needs to do. Harstem is at his best when he's the one kind of being aggressive, you know, instead of like kind of just trying to build up a force and trying to slowly overwhelm the opponent. I just feel that he has to take advantage of these matchups. I mean, you look at the matchups right now, and of course now you see the Vikings that are added on. But before that, you know, before these Colossus were scouted, he could have started moving across the map with the Colossus, and there would not have been much of a answer for it, at least early on. So I just, now that you got a lot of Vikings out, that's a whole nother story. But here we go. We are going to see now those units are going to be out. That being Vikings are going to try to target fire down those Colossus. And it does look like the extended Thermal Lance just absolutely doing crippling amounts of damage there to the ground units of SpeCial. Beautiful play there by Harstem, but now would be an opportunity to start moving out here, as we are going to see some of these units are going to start moving out, and it looks like a beautiful disruptor hits there. These Vikings once again are going to start target firing down those Colossus, and if those do go down, this could be a turning of the tides, as it does look like Harstem is now trying to kind of slowly get back into this game. He is starting to do some damage there. You know, very, very well done here, but you just do not want to lose that Colossus. That is the one unit you do not want to lose right now. Those Disruptors, however, are getting kind of like far up in the line of fire, as we are seeing once again, SpeCial is not afraid. He is going to continue the aggression here, surprisingly, as he is just continuously trying to put on pressure on Harstem. Absolutely love it. I love the play here by SpeCial. He is just not wanting Harstem to go on to another base, which would of course be the fourth nexus right now. And it does look like SpeCial is continuing to trying to do what he can to create the problems, as he's kind of reinforcing this army, and now he's got the Liberators coming out. Those liberation zones, man, are going to be an interesting one to have to deal with. More and more Colossus are going to be coming out, but it does look like, once again, SpeCial does not want to allow this fourth Nexus to go down, and it does look like he's going to kind of back off for the time being. SpeCial is ahead, and he knows he's ahead right now, and now with those liberation zones, it does look like this is going to be a very tough area to kind of go into, as it looks like this is just going to buy him enough time to get that fourth Nexus. Beautiful play there by SpeCial, as he is trying to slowly bleed his opponent dry. So we're seeing just more and more blue as far as reinforcements are concerned moving in. Ship weapons level 1 is going to be finished up in less than 10 seconds for SpeCial, and this just feels like SpeCial is building momentum right now, as Harstem is kind of just still staying at home. I feel that he needs to move out at this point to have any chance here at getting back into this game. This is going to be very difficult to go to really kind of fight your way back if you're just going to kind of stay at home and not do much about it, as we're going to see now a massive chunk of this army is going to start moving in one direction, and the rest is going to be moving in another direction. So this is going to get very interesting. Now, that Zealot, I don't know if that Zealot, I don't believe, saw this army, as we are going to see now, the army is going to be moving out. But once again, here we go. It looks like Harstem is going to have to do something, because, man, this is an army that is about to absolutely dismantle limb for limb this army composition of Harstem if he is not careful. Once again, SpeCial is not afraid. He is taking the fight to Harstem, wants to close this thing out right now and just move on to the next round of the WCS summer event. He is absolutely doing so much damage. This could be it, as another base does fall. Does look like SpeCial has been held off. Harstem was able to hold him off for the most part, but now without losing a lot of value here out of this natural nexus area. Man, just unbelievably a difficult position to be in here if you are Harstem, because what are you going to do in this current situation? As we are going to see now, those stalkers are going to try and take out the rest of those units, as we are going to see once again SpeCial wants to once again try and take out this fourth nexus, and once again SpeCial is everywhere. The drop play of SpeCial is creating so many issues, and it just looks like Harstem is slowly but surely losing so many workers and so much value here out of his bases. I mean, it just feels like it's a matter of time, because while this has all been going on, SpeCial's reinforcing this army. Oh man, SpeCial, like I said, some of the best drop play, and some of the, he is so good at managing multiple things at once when it comes to his army compositions. And he has been playing Harstem like a book up to this point in this series, as we are approaching that 16-minute mark into the late game. It doesn't look like SpeCial's really in any rush. I mean, he is fully confident that he can close this thing out, as he has done a lot of damage. We're going to be seeing this Liberator. What this really did was he was able to create so many problems for Harstem, as Harstem looks like he is going to be forced into an all-in type of situation. And here we go. We are going to see the Stalkers, Zealots, the High Templar, as well as an Archon and a Colossus. And here we go. It does look like this is where it's going to count. Harstem, all of his hope on moving on to the next round stands in the balance right here. He has got to stand tall here and really win this fight, and it just does not look like he's going to have enough, as his supply is starting to crumble right before us. GG is called, and SpeCial moves on to the next round at the WCS summer event. I hope you guys did enjoy this game and this series between Harstem and SpeCial, and if you guys did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, stay positive, and as always, I'll talk to you guys all in the next one. Peace.